done. You're gonna be taking splinters out of your fat asses all night long because you got the fat ass. The only chance you have no chance. If you had a chance, you need to run lickety split. You can't run because you're the fat ass. Well, Ric Flair, you know what? I'm not a normal-looking athlete myself. You know what I'm talking about? I've been in the gyms alive. It's a privilege and an honor to walk out with Ole Anderson, Lex Luger, and the Arm tomorrow night.
I am not a happy camper. What is Bully Ray's motivation? No, I know he loves sugar. But I check my pocket. I don't have no donuts. I don't have no cheeseburger. I know you love sugar, but I ain't got none.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here in Nashville, Tennessee, pal, I'm the man.
Look at a match for the total package Lex Luger and Super Brawl. Super Saturday? What is it? I don't know what it's called. What is it called?
Super Brawl Saturday.
Super Brawl Saturday?
You don't lose faith in winners. And Ric Flair, day in and day out, every day of his life, just keeps winning and winning and winning.
Ric Flair! New York City, Ric Flair! You're gonna find out what hard is all about! I do exactly what I want to do. You say I'm insane. I say thank you very much.
Make a good lucha.
I hate God!
Hit the deck! Yes! We love you, Scott Steiner!
Today, woo, I've got the star and profile like never before. You guys talk about being students of the game. I am the game, JR.
All right. What is going on, everybody? Oh, boy, had a few problems going on. Still got a few problems going on. I can't seem to do the show live on Mixler. Decided to go ahead and record it, though. Want to go ahead and give you guys something. Had a power outage yesterday. Could not get the show for some reason on Mixler to go live. Mixler kept losing connection. So I can't, for some reason, go live. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and record this bad boy for you guys. At least we'll go ahead and get something put out. I got to tell you, I'm not quite sure where Smarg is. He may show up. He knows I'm doing this. I let him know that I was going ahead and doing this. So hopefully he'll show up in just a little while here. And I got Skype open, so if he wants to show up, he can. But right now, this is going to be it. We're just going to do this. I've got a bunch of news to get to, and I'll just get through some stuff tonight with you guys, and then we'll get this bad boy posted, and we'll get it up so everybody can hear it. So there you go, right there. And I'm going to go ahead, and I can go ahead and knock out plugs is what I can go ahead and do. So why don't I go ahead and do that real quick? Let's go ahead and knock out plugs here. Let me get plugs loaded up. Plugs. Here's plugs. All right. Fuck, I know the high marks. Definitely go ahead and check those guys out. I know they're on hiatus right now, but go ahead and check them out. You can go ahead and listen to all their stuff over on YouTube. Cheeseman Mojo and G-Wiz, they're great guys. Also want you guys to check out everything Unscripted Wrestling Podcast. They can be found on all the usual podcast platforms. And you can go ahead and check them out on Blog Talk Radio, EUP Network over there. So check them out. Also, Doug is going to be tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Doug will be interviewing Rod Price over there. So you want to go ahead and check that out. Go right over there to, like I said, Blog Talk Radio. And you can listen to all that right there. But yeah, he will be interviewing. Let me double check that time real quick. Yes, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. He will be doing that. That's right. ECW star, GWF, Rugged Rod Price. So you guys can go check that one out over there. And let's go ahead and get more out of the way here. We are also going to, I got to tell you, I'll read the plugs. We are also going to be on the lookout for Anthony and Teddy. They are on the Weekly Detour. You can get them on Spotify, Player FM, and all other platforms. And also check out Stephen Milan. He's over there reviewing films. Over 10,000 films reviewed at letterboxd.com/Stephen Milan. And you guys can check me out. I have made a few changes. I'm going to turn this down. A few changes on Hollywood Hangout. Moved it to Sunday. Just the kids are going to sleep for school now. So by the time I actually get the show going, they'll be getting ready to go to bed. It just makes a lot more sense for me to move the show over to a Sunday. It's just a better way to do it. It's smarter for me. It's better for me. It's not about giving me the weekend. It's not about anything like that. It's just better for everybody. Like I said, the kids are going to be asleep. It'll just be quieter in the house. I'm not going to be worrying about how loud they are. And I'm going to move that show to Sunday. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do it live right now. Honestly, I want to find out a few things before I decide if I'm doing it live. I may just do the same thing I'm doing right now. I may just record Hollywood Hangout. And I did, if you checked out The Lost Boys, I actually switched up the format of the show. The Lost Boys is an information-filled episode. So if you want to check that out right there, you can go over to Hollywood Hangout. All the usual podcast platforms have it. So definitely check that out. And like I said, I'll be back. I may not be able to get Mixler working again. I'm going to find out what the hell is going on as soon as possible. So hopefully we'll get that working again. But I think that was about it for that. Like I said, Smark may or may not show up tonight. If he does, awesome. That's great. I hope he does. But if he doesn't, that's not a big deal. We have plenty to talk about tonight. Actually, plenty to talk about. A lot's been coming out with this Ric Flair thing. Ric Flair on this whole, obviously wrestled his, finger quotes, last match last weekend. No one's sure. By the way, let me just do this. I don't need these headphones anymore, so I can go ahead and take them off. I don't have any more music to play, so take them bad boys off. So there's been a lot of things going on, again, with Ric Flair, because Ric Flair always has stuff going on, and that's just kind of the way it goes with Ric Flair. So Ric Flair's got a few things going on. A few revelations have come out about this old last match of his, and one of them, you know what? Let me just go ahead. Ric Flair. First of all, Conrad decided to address all the fans on one of his 4,902 podcasts that he has. I don't know which one it was. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start right there. Conrad went on one of his podcasts, and he said, I know there was a lot of people who said, oh, man, when Rick steps through those ropes, he's going to die. Okay, smartass. He's wrestled an hour a week, 4 days a week, since the first week of April. So when he stepped through the ropes that Sunday, it wasn't the first time he had done it. It was just the first time you had seen it. Okay, that's fine. All right, I get it. You've seen it. We didn't. All right, I'll give you that one. Conrad. That one's not rumor and innuendo, okay? That one isn't. But Ric Flair himself went on to say, I'll just start out right now by saying I wish I hadn't said it was my last match. That's going to get hell. They wanted me to wrestle in Puerto Rico Saturday night. I said, guys, I cannot get in the ring 1 week later. And the guy looked at me and said, well, you could retire in Puerto Rico. No, that's not the point. So this guy is already hinting towards, well, I really wish I didn't say that. I mean, listen, I'm a Ric Flair fan. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are huge Ric Flair fans. I'm positive there's tons of Ric Flair fans out there. Everyone loves Ric Flair. Even after what happened, everyone sort of just kind of backs up and forgives him for some reason. But, I mean, listen, I don't need to see him out there. There's no reason for him to be out there wrestling anymore, especially after that last match. And especially with what I'm about to read. On his own podcast with Conrad, Ric Flair said this, and I quote, I don't think people realized I passed out twice. What happened was my regimentation for training was so strict. I wanted my perfect weight to be like 220 going in. So the last day and a half, aside from all the work that we had planned for me to do, I didn't hydrate. I had it in my mind that I had to weigh 219. So anyway, I went to the ring at about 217 pounds. What happened during the match? I just became dehydrated. While I was standing on the apron, I looked at Jay, which started the whole wheel in motion. I said, man, I think I'm getting sick because I was getting lightheaded. Nothing to do with my heart, nothing to do with my intestines. I was getting lightheaded. I'm sure a lot of it was nerves as well. So I think Jay said, we've got to move this along. That isn't what I meant, but to the point where he said Manny Andrade came over and said, your turn, sir, your turn, sir, your turn, sir. So I got in, but I didn't know where. I didn't know we were in the match because I had missed about clearly like 10 seconds of it. So then I went outside. I think everybody just jumped the gun a little bit. So he's blaming everyone else. On the second time Rick passed out, he said, the idea was he gave me the tag and I crawled, but I got all that and the people got all that. I thought they were really with it. I crawl over, cover one, save. Then at that point, along came the guitar. You know, bingo, when I was down, I passed out again. I just passed out. And Manny's going, sir, you have to wake up. I had the brass knuckles. Sir, you have to wake up. Okay, so then I woke up. I knew where we were, and we were home. But I swear to God, twice during the match, I completely went black. Is this the kind of guy that you guys really want to see back in a wrestling ring? I don't care if he passed out because he was dehydrated. First of all, he's not a doctor, okay? And I don't care. He may say he was dehydrated, and that's why he passed out. Can a doctor tell me that? And two, we all saw there was something going on with the little brass knuckle spot or steel knuckle spot, whatever you want to call them. We all saw there was something a little iffy with that. There was something going on. We had talked about it actually last week. And obviously there was. He was passed the fuck out, went black, did not even remember being there. Had no clue that he was fucking there. That's scary. I'm sorry, that is scary. I mean, this guy could have passed out during the match. We're watching this guy pass out, and Conrad's like, oh, you guys are fucking scared. You know, he's been doing this already. Holy fuck. What the fuck? And yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it again. This was a money grab. Conrad this is fucking elderly abuse, if you ask me. I know Ric Flair would jump in the ring for probably a fucking 2 hot dogs and a half a handshake. But that's not it. He's too old. He's got a fucking pacemaker. No more. Or whatever he's got. Yeah. Triple H has the defibrillator. Mm-hmm. All right, folks. Sorry, I needed a little swiggy there. All right. So Meltzer was on his little Wrestling Observer podcast, and I'm not sure if he let something slip, but he did go ahead and say something while he was on there. He said, and I once again quote, I think it's pretty obvious that Rick came in hurt, because if you watch the training footage and everything like that, I mean, it's very clear he could do far more when he started training, you know? Like those clips with Jay Lethal, than he could do tonight. You know, he really couldn't do anything. He kept going, wow, well, you know, that's certainly, obviously that's not good. And I mean, we saw as Rick took the suplex from Jay Lethal, he struggled to get back to his feet. We saw that. All of us, you know, that was one of the things that we mentioned. But after a little while, Metro came back and returned to the same topic, and he was hurt. I know that. He had an injury, a foot injury. It was an injury that a normal guy, a normal young wrestler, would be out of action for about a month with. And I remember him telling me about it 2 weeks ago. And I was like, well, he's going to do the match. And he even said that if he had to shoot it up, he was going to shoot it up, as he's done that before. He's from that school where if you're hurt real bad and people are waiting for you, you gobble up a bunch of Percocets. That's what was the 1980s, 1970s wrestling was about, especially when you're a main eventer like Ric Flair. Now, this reminds me of that movie, Any Given Sunday, where you got Lawrence Taylor taking the shots of cortisone in his knee just to get out there. And, you know, you got James Woods telling everyone how doped up these guys have to be to even go out there on the field. And it's just, it's crazy, man. That's kind of what it reminds me of right there, is that stuff right there, that movie. But, I mean, you know, look, like I said, we all know Ric Flair would get back in the ring for anything. If someone gave him the offer, he'd fucking do it. He'd do it in a goddamn second. Like I said, we all know this. That's Ric Flair. This is no shock to any of us that Ric Flair would get back in the ring. I don't need to see it. You don't need to see it. None of us need to see this. None of us ever need to see this again. None of us need to see Ric Flair back in the ring again, as far as I'm concerned. So I just hope he doesn't. I hope he just kind of keeps his distance from the ring, and we don't see him back in there. It would be pretty sad to see him back in the ring again after what we saw and what we just heard. The man passed the fuck out during the match. The man passed the fuck out, not once but twice. And that might not even be it, because he said he basically went black. He didn't even know where the fuck he was. I mean, I don't know. That's pretty bad. I could have given a lot of us a really fucking big scare. And hearing that actually gives me a little bit of a scare. The fact that he just couldn't even get his own self, you know, up. And then, you know, with the brass knuckles, he couldn't even understand what Andrade, Manny, was telling him. It's scary shit right there, man. Especially for a guy his age, you know, up there in his 70s. It's fucking scary as far as I'm concerned. So, so anyway, we get to go from one crazy old man to another. I mean, why not, right? I got a few Vince McMahon stories. First of all, let's go ahead and just say that WWE has disclosed another $5 million in McMahon payments, the earnings say. WWE disclosed another $5 million in payments made by former CEO Vince McMahon and delayed its earnings report again, according to the SEC filing. This update comes after a disclosure of $14.6 million in previously unrecorded expenses paid out by McMahon in his retirement for the company. Wall Street Journal did report that the hush payments were under investigation by federal prosecutors and the SEC. In its filing Tuesday, WWE stated that the two newly disclosed payments from 2007 and 2009 are unrelated to the allegations of misconduct against McMahon. They made sure to put that in. These are unrelated. They're unrelated. Okay. The board is currently overseeing an independent investigation of the previous payments and allegations. No, we all know what happened. Now, news of the previous payments are heightening speculation of a WWE sale. I'm not so sure about that. anymore. On Wednesday, the shares went up 1%, hitting a 1-year high. It says 52 weeks there. I believe there's 52 weeks in a year, so that would be a 1-year high. So I'm just not sure that this company is going to sell right now. Did they look like at one point they were getting ready to? Yes, they did. Now, with Triple H just kind of wanting to put his dirty little fingers all over everything. I'm saying that obviously jokingly, but now with Triple H wanting to do that, and looks like he is. He brought back Karrion Kross, Scarlett, awesome right there. He's bringing back some people, putting some of his guys back in there. I think Triple H might want to run with this and see where it goes for right now. I see a lot of people complaining about it. Oh, Triple H putting his the black, and we're going to get the black and gold back again. It couldn't even beat AEW. Stop it. He's not putting the black and gold brand. He's bringing back people that he saw star value in, and that a lot of us also saw star value in. Everyone was fucking dumbfounded when they let go of Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Scarlett, everybody was shocked about, because that's just something you think everybody would want to look at. And she's talented too. She's both. She's beautiful and talented. That's a great combination to have. So you've got her. Karrion Kross is great. Looks like a fucking murderer. And, now he's got the hair and everything, comes back in looking great. So I'm not sure they're wanting to sell. I think Triple H wants to run with this, see how far he can take it. I don't think he's going to run this into the ground. This isn't NXT. This is fucking Raw. This is SmackDown. This is not NXT. This is not something that got thrown on the air just to fucking, try to cut the nose off of AEW. This is totally different. This is the flagship show, and it has been for a very long time. But all he's doing is bringing back some people that he saw star value in, and good. That's what he should be doing. So, like I said, listen, if the right offer comes along, money talks. So I'm sure they would immediately take the offer, but it would have to be the right offer. I don't know what that is or would be, but listen, I wouldn't blame the guy if he did for the right offer, which again, I have no clue what that offer would be. It'd be a pretty big offer, but I don't know. I really just don't think that they're, I think that's something on the back burner for them. Maybe one day they might want to sell and get out of this business. All right, I could see that. Right now, I don't think so. I think Triple H wants to take this bull as far as he can. So, all right, let's keep going a little bit here with Vince McMahon and some weirdness. Now, I've got 2 stories from 2 different podcasts about Vince McMahon, auditioning people for kissing segments where he just sat there like a perv. No, he wasn't. None of this says he was playing with himself. Taking a sip here. None of it does. He may have been, but... Mm-hmm. All right. So, Lana was on, of course, the Sessions with Renee Paquette, Jon Moxley's wife. So, she was on there, and she was talking about how Lana was created, and, whose idea it was for her to start wrestling, and what she's doing now after the WWE release. And it came to her and Dolph Ziggler, that whole little skit that, little run they had together. And she says the crazy thing with Dolph that was super awkward was that actually we had to practice the kiss in front of Vince and Miro. So the funny thing is, Summer Rae, you guys remember Summer Rae, was telling me a story of how she had to practice kissing Dolph in front of Vince. I was like, what? You got to practice in front of Vince? Yeah, right. She's like, no, be ready. You might need to do the same at some point. I'm like, oh my God, okay. Lana continued. She said, a week later, we get called in. it's Ace, obviously John Laurinaitis, who is supposedly has been quietly let go, which I think we said his job was way in doubt as soon as this whole thing went down, and I just think he's not going to come back. Rumors going around is that he has a golden parachute and he doesn't have to work again, and I don't think it'll be a problem. But so she said it's Ace, Vince, Dolph, and Miro. So they're all in a room. She says, we had to practice the kiss. Miro is turning red in the corner. Vince is like, what? We're all adults. What's the problem? We're all adults. It's professionalism. Don't be weird. So we do it. And Vince goes, no. Way slower. She said, he doesn't fully kiss Johnny Ace, but he gets like this close. I wasn't watching. I don't know how close. I mean, it was hilarious. Dolph is dying. That's why we went so slow in that segment. If you remember that segment, they did do a very slow, passionate kiss. I recently watched it with one of my friends, and I was like, this is so slow. But everyone was like, you look so innocent, like you've never done it before. And that's what Vince was going for. He wanted it to be innocent, like she had never kissed anyone before. It was weird. So, one crazy old man story. I mean, this doesn't get much better. I'm just going to have to let you know that. It doesn't get much better on this story here, but I hope you guys all think this is kind of as odd as I do. This is really weird that Vince just sits there and kind of watches this go on. So anyway, Kurt Angle is on his own podcast. I don't think it says the name of the podcast on here. It doesn't have that. Kurt Angle podcast. I'm sure you can just type it in. And he was talking about the time he had to kiss Stephanie. And he was talking about how he had to do the same thing. He had to practice in front of Vince. He says this on his own podcast. He said, it was weird. It was very uncomfortable. Vince, not only was he directing, he was literally 2 feet away from us. The camera was right here. Stephanie and I are here, and Vince is right behind the camera looking at us. I'm not saying he felt like he looked. I'm not saying he felt like he looked like he was aroused, but he had this look like, I want to see this. So I kissed Stephanie, and I do it like this because I'm nervous as hell. I look like a duck, fish lips. Stephanie afterwards said, you kissed like a fish. I said, what the hell do you want me to do? Do you want me to slip you the tongue while your dad's watching? Plus, you're married to Triple H. I mean, I guess he wants you to get over the awkwardness is what he's doing here, really. That's obviously what he's doing is he wants you to get over that awkwardness. So when you're on TV, you don't freeze up. All right, I get it. I really do. I understand what he's doing. But it's just weird that Vince is like a porn director. It's porn director Vince. It's exactly what it fucking is. So it's so weird. I mean, Vince once said we make movies. I didn't know there were this kind of movies, Vince. Crazy old dirty folk. Crazy old dirty man, you. But anyway, there's a few more stories there about Vince. I just thought y'all would find some of those kind of funny, so I figured I would go ahead and rattle those off for you real quick. But lots of Vince news, but once again, crazy about all that stuff that's going on. But I just think it's crazy that you've got Vince out there doing all this stuff, and maybe he'll start shooting porn movies. He now has time to do that. If that's what he wants to do, more power to him. Go for it, Vince. Go shoot some. Go do it, buddy. Shoot some porn, my man. I'm fine with that. Just kind of taking a quick look, seeing if there's anything else out there that because I really didn't have that much for tonight. I didn't expect to be, and then you guys are going to be more upset because I missed the first hour. of AEW last night, so I don't have that to talk about either. But I've got a little bit of AEW we can talk about. And obviously, one big surprise return last night, which was pretty good for AEW. They're getting a lot of their guys back. They're teasing the Kenny Omega return. Brian is coming back. Brian Danielson's coming back. You got CM Punk, who made his return the other night on AEW. Fucking great shit. You got Eric Redbeard coming back for Beardhausen. So, I don't know. A little weird out there. So, crazy stuff going on, but not a lot of news, so I'm not really going to get into much now. What I do have, though, is I've got the brackets for the AEW Trios Championship Tournament, which we can go ahead and go over real quick. This is going to be a really short show, which is fine with me. I'm not that worried about it. Like I said, I wasn't really prepared to do this tonight by myself. Just wanted to at least go ahead and get this on out there. And, like I said, it's not a big deal. I don't care if I do 45 minutes. I don't care if I do an hour. But definitely wanted to at least do a show. But like I said, it's just crazy. I don't know why Mixer won't work. I actually went ahead and contacted them before I started the show. Hopefully they can find a fix. I'm going to have my wife call the internet company tomorrow and see if maybe it's something on their end. Maybe we didn't reconnect correct. If they tell us we need another modem, I'm going to lose my fucking shit. I'll tell you that right now. So, excuse me. But anyway. All right. So let's get back once again. Like I said, we got the brackets for the AEW World Trios Championship Tournament. That's going to, the finals will be taking place September 4th at All Out. So the tournament's going to go pretty quick. And not that many Trios teams. A couple teams left out of here, though. If you, once we go through, you're going to see that Jericho Appreciation Society's not in here. Blackpool Combat Club's not in here. And that's kind of weird. But we've got Death Triangle against Will Ospreay and Aussie Open. So we've got that one right there. House of Black going against Dark Order. These are the starting brackets, by the way. So that's going to be one right there. We've got Andrade Idolo, Dragon Lee, and Rush with the Young Bucks and someone. No one knows who. This is where I say I believe they're teasing possibly Omega coming back. I don't know who else the Young Bucks would bring in there. Cole, I believe, is hurt right now, so it's not him. So I don't know. Even if Cole's not hurt, he's doing something else. So then we've got the Trust Busters, which was against the Best Friends. And the Trust Busters was Parker Boudreaux, Ari Daivari, and Slim J. So going to have those guys all going at it. It's going to be a pretty good tournament. I think it will be. I think this will be pretty cool. You got some good good trios in here. House of Black, Dark Order, this new Trustbusters team. Curious to see what they're going to do because I haven't seen much, really anything from Parker Boudreaux. I haven't seen anything. I didn't see him on NXT, so I didn't get to watch any of what he did. Best Friends, I'm not a big fan of the team itself, but Orange Cassidy's always, entertaining. House of Black, that's going to be badass right there against Dark Order. I think that's going to be a fucking nice one. Death Triangle and Will Ospreay and Aussie Open. Will Ospreay always puts on something good. So, and that Young Bucks match, like I said, if they get Omega back for that, that's going to be fucking big. That's going to be big. Tony Khan will have all his stars back in the house, and we'll see what happens. Most definitely gonna have to see what happens. But I'm gonna harp on something again. Something I've harped on a few times on this show. Now, I see a lot of people going on and on about the ratings. The ratings going down. The ratings are going down. The ratings are going down. The ratings are going down. Ratings are staying the same for some shows. They're going down for some shows. But, I mean, we really have to understand what's going on around here. So I decided to do a little research on how many people are really starting to cut the cord, get rid of cable and all TV providers. So, and what the ages are that are actually getting rid of that. Now, I went to a website. I'll let you know. I went to techjury.net, and they had some statistics from a couple of articles right there. Now, 55.1% of U.S. consumers will cut the cord by the end of this year. 51% of U.S. cable customers will, over half of cable customers will have gone away from cable. Nearly all Americans ages 25 to 34 access TV content through the internet. 90% of those ages prefer this method. 90%. I just wanted to repeat that. Of that age group, 25 to 34, that's the method they prefer. That's right in that demographic, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It is. Now, watching TV on the internet, that's very vague on how they watch their shows. Obviously, we know that. Now, among the young segments of viewers, those aged 18 to 24, 87%, so they went a little younger, 87% percent of those opt for the internet access right there. So now, remember, in February 2022, Netflix lost $40 billion in subscribers. They lost 650 subscribers in the third quarter of 2021. So right there, you got people even getting rid of some of their, I mean, streaming was supposed to be cheaper. But when you think about it, I mean, dude, we've got Netflix, we've got Hulu, we pay $100 a year for Amazon, which is not bad. You get Paramount Plus with it and a few other things. But I mean, we've got a bunch of other things. My kids have Disney. We had to get the Nickelodeon channel. So it ends up being about the same cost. And some people are even starting to get rid of their streaming services, obviously. Now, AT&T, the cable company, has lost, and this article was put out right at the end of right in the middle of, right in the beginning, of 2022. AT&T in the year 2021 lost 1.16 million customers. Now, these are just some points. Now, once again, it's right in the age demographic, and people, once again, at huge lengths, are cutting the cord, finding different ways to watch shows. And, I mean, it's just the way it's happening right now. I mean, yes, people can definitely find other things to watch. I just think that we as fans need to stop worrying about ratings so much. If the ratings were a problem, then the show would switch nights. The show would be cut back. They would the network would get rid of it. If the network is happy, why can't we be happy? There's no reason for it. We need to quit complaining. It's like everyone has found the biggest thing that people now complain about is the ratings, and there's no reason for it. There is absolutely no reason. Actually, in my opinion, month by month, the ratings should mean less and less to us. Knowing this information right here, that people are cutting the cord at huge rates per month and getting rid of, services like that, cable services, even some streaming services. But like I said, even I watch on TBS app. I'm sure they can control how many, know how many people watch on that, but I don't know if they have to make that public. I don't know if they do. I don't think that's, anywhere. So I don't know. I just really feel that we as fans are making way too much out of the ratings. Way too much. I don't care if it's WWE. I don't care if it's AEW. Too much out of the ratings. Let the fucking networks worry about that. Let WWE's investors worry about that. Let TBS, let TNT worry about that. If they've got a problem with the ratings, we'll know. That show will switch nights. That's the first sign of bad ratings, is if you switch a night. Next sign of bad ratings is obviously the show is gone. So, but yeah, if you switch nights on a show, that's usually not a good sign. Usually not. You know, swig here. You can probably hear it in my voice. But I was going back and forth actually with Eric of Everything Unscripted about this. And he's like, I totally agree. People are just making way too much of it. And it needs to stop. I'm like, dude, I totally get it. But I said, I mean, these stats right here are wrestling's target demo. No, I was talking about the demo. It's 25 to 34, 18 to 24. And, I mean, close to 87% and 90%, pretty close. Close to 90% of people of this age prefer to watch TV a different way. All right? It's just the way it goes. It's happening all over. People are cutting the cord every day. I hear tons of people doing it. Even my parents, my 70-year-old parents have decided that have went and cut they have a dish. They cut it. They completely cut it. I went and got them a Fire Stick, and they're loving it right now. I didn't jailbreak it, but I gave them a few good apps, if you know what I mean. A few good apps. So they're able to watch pretty much anything out there. So not too bad though. But I don't know. I really just feel like we're just taking this a little too far when it comes to ratings. I just feel like that's going to be it. I just feel like this is the new way. Ratings are going to keep going down and down and down. It's just going to keep going. That's just how it's going to go. But I mean, right now, the number one replacement for cable is Hulu Live. Hulu's got just over 3 million subscribers. And Hulu Live is the most, that's like the most common one. Hulu Live and Disney Plus are kind of taking over right now, is the way it's going. But, you know, put it this way. Disney, you want to put something a good way? Let me give you one more. I'm going to give you one more. You know what? 2 more facts, and then then I'll move on from here. Okay. The Comcast, the largest cable TV provider, has 22.1 million subscribers to Comcast. Okay. Let's just drop down here. Disney Plus, just after launching, gained, you ready for this? 54.5 million customers in less than 6 months just after launching. All right? So that's a pretty fucking staggering number when you over doubled what the largest cable company has. This is the future, guys. Cable companies are slowly going away. We should all realize that. It's just the way it's going to happen. And I mean, just in the last, over the last few years, 2.7 million U.S. TV subscriptions just with the big cable companies. And this isn't including satellite, by the way. This is not including satellite TV. So, many people have satellite, whether it's Dish Network or DirecTV. So that's it. But just in 2021, 56% of Americans watched either satellite or cable. That's the only stat with satellite in it right there. So it's, you take how many subscribers, it's 56%. I don't know. I think I'm starting to ramble on. So I just think it's amazing. I really think we need to just back off this. I think we need to stop, being fucking ratings queens, and just let the networks worry about it. We'll know. We'll know if it's doing bad. I promise you. They're going to tell us. They will. They'll let us know. Like I said, the first thing they'll do is they'll move the show one night. All right, let's try it while we're over here. Let's see if it works on another night. So, hey, I remember when when SmackDown moved from Thursday to Friday, people thought, hey, is there a problem? Maybe. I don't know. There was at the time. But, Friday nights obviously worked out for them, and they're still. But, I mean, it's just kind of the way it goes. When a show moves nights, it's not a good sign usually. All right. So, like I said, this is going to be a nice short show. I hope you guys are all right with that. I don't mean to keep you, but like I said, I wanted to just get this done. Once again, I'm going to apologize for the whole power outage. I don't know why Mixler is not working, but like I said, I'll get this bad boy uploaded. There was no way I was going to let anyone go and miss out on the porn director Vince stories. It just wasn't going to go like that. No way I was going to deprive you of porn director Vince stories. So, anyway. All right, let me just go ahead. Like I said, I missed the first hour due to a power outage. We had bad storms here yesterday, so. Of AEW's Dynamite Quake by the Lake. I can't wait till they go to Mississippi and they do Quiver by the River. That'll be a great one right there. That one will be fucking awesome. Quiver by the River. I'm going to love that one. If they do that, I'm going to expect royalties now. I need to remember I said that. So, all right. So, like I said, I missed about 45 minutes. I turned it on. Luchasaurus was killing security guards. That's where I turned it on. He had gone backstage. Jungle Boy had gone backstage to attack Christian, who was talking shit, of course. Then Miro came out, did a cool promo. Jamie Hayter came up and touched his beard. And he's like, oh, no, you're not the one for me, baby. You're not the one for me. And he moved on. Jericho Appreciation Society did a little bit back there. Obviously, they had one of their little promo sessions. And then we had Aaron Solo versus Ricky Starks. Not a bad match. It was a decent match. Starks wins, and the whole factory comes out. Now, there was this whole little promo thing in back with the factory that was so awkward. QT Marshall is so bad. Unintimidating. I've used that word for him so many times. He's just doesn't intimidate anyone. The guy would have to have a fucking pistol to scare me. I'm sorry. So, like I said, they're all coming down there. I don't know what Nick Camarado was doing. He looks like a jacked up Michael Hayes. I don't know. Or I don't know if he's doing like party boy gimmick or what, but he looked weird. I don't know. I don't know what was going on there. But it looks like they got a few new gimmicks going on. They're shaking things up themselves, which that's fine. Like I said, they should be doing that with the fact that they're, like I said, this little thing with Vince going and Triple H taking over. It's a good opportunity for both companies if they see it as a good opportunity to grow, to switch up, to shake it up. Because you knew Triple H was going to start shaking up some shit over there. And, let's just see what goes on over here. Then we had the Gun Club. Out of nowhere comes Danhausen. Suddenly he's talking about his bearded friend. And I'm like, what is he, got a fucking bearded dragon around there somewhere? No, we found out like 20 minutes later that him and Eric Redbeard are going to have a match against fucking Gun Club. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where'd that come from? I think it's on Dynamite Wednesday. Like, what the hell? And then Best Friends are back there in their tie-dye. And Parker Boudreaux walks up, who has a very awkward stance about him. Very awkward stance. Not a bad stance. Very jacked dude. It's just a very awkward stance about him. And then we had Ari Daivari and Slim J back there. They cut a little promo. They're going to be in action, like I said, next week. I believe next week on Dynamite also. After that, we had the Madison Rayne versus Jade Cargill. This was for the TBS Championship. Dude, Jade just looks like she's drawn from a comic book. I mean, literally, someone needs to do a comic book character on Jade Cargill. She's 36-0. She has curves. I mean, where there's supposed to be a curve, it's like, bam! It's right there with this knot. It's like muscle, curve, muscle. All right. I'm just saying, you could literally turn her into a comic book character. And, I mean, her body already looks like one. She is absolutely a star for that company. Whatever company she lands in the long run, she's going to be a big star. She really is. I know she still needs work. I know she completely missed that kick to Kiera Hogan. I know. But she has a look. She has a presence about her. You know, the other night I was talking about when I was talking about Lost Boys, you know, it was purpose. That there was a purpose for Kiefer Sutherland having very little dialogue in the Lost Boys movie, because his presence, just his look, the way he looked, his presence was bigger than the words. So I just think Jade Cargill has a great presence. She looks like a star. She wins the match. She's celebrating. And there were some baddies by the ring. Well, one of them was Athena. And Athena attacks Jade Cargill from behind. I can't say I blame her. Not at all. Not at all. I got the coolest cup. I guess it's a cup for my birthday. You know I love koozies. I've said it before. My mom got me this cup she saw on Shark Tank. It's a cup. It's got a top. You unscrew the top. You may hear this. You can unscrew the top and it comes off. It's got a spring on the bottom and it's metal, like a metal cup. It's got a little spring on the bottom. Look here. Okay. And what you do is you open a can, you put it in, and it keeps your can cold. And it's really badass. It's like a water canister for cans, and it holds a 16 ounce Coors Light, I can tell you that. And it's pretty cool. It's got a little thing for slim cans too. It fits everything from Red Bull to like I said, the 16 ounce can was about all it's gonna fit. And pretty cool fucking cup. I don't know the name of it, but like I said, let's see, it's the Can Keeper. Can Keeper. I see the name right now. So if you want to look at that, Can Keeper, spelled with a C. If you want to check it out, check it out. It's pretty fucking cool. I love it. I love this thing because I drink a lot of that seltzer water too at work, and I put it in a koozie. But that thing, I can leave it out and it doesn't. It stays cold for hours. And you can also freeze it, and just it's a great little cup. I don't know why I'm talking about the cup, but I am. Anyway, Athena jumps Jade Cargill from behind. I think eventually, with Chris Statlander being out injured, and she did confirm that, with her being out injured, possible Athena might be the one to take this title from her. It wouldn't be a bad thing. We'll see. But I don't know how many more matches Jade's going to win before she does lose one, because obviously right now, like I said, she's 36-0. She's pulling the Goldberg. She's pulling the Goldberg. But anyway, after all that, we had this weird segment where Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm were backstage. And Thunder Rosa, in the beginning of this, is cheesing for the I mean, toothy, ear to ear, awkward, like a fucking doll smile. And it creeped me out for a minute because she just sat there like that with this giant, toothy fucking smile. And I'm like, what the fuck is she doing? It was weird. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else caught it. I mean, I'm high usually, but I caught it. But Toni Storm basically saying, listen, I'm eventually coming for that title you got, but I guess we can get along for a little longer, but you know I'm coming for that motherfucker. So, all right. So after that, we get the main event. It wasn't just Chris Jericho, everybody. It was Lionheart Chris Jericho coming on down with his old music, his old gear, his old vest, and shaven. Clean shaven, looking young, looking fit, looking good. I'm not going to lie. Chris Jericho came down looking pretty good. He's trying to get his weight back down. Leave the fucking guy alone. He's a goddamn rock star. All right? Fuck you. Kidding. But, I mean, look, he's a fucking rock star. So it was Chris Jericho versus Jon Moxley. This was for the interim AEW championship. Good match going. Next thing you know, Jericho grabs Moxley's earring. And I'm like, no, he's not. He's not. No. Rips it out of his ear, which got a "you sick fuck" chant from the crowd, which his ear didn't bleed for a couple minutes. When they came back from break, I don't know if they bladed it or what, but it was fucking bloody. It didn't look like they bladed it. I think he might have really ripped that fucker out or something. I don't know. To me, that looked painful. But I don't know what happened. I don't know how. But anyway, at one point, Jericho is kind of going away, and he waves to someone in the crowd, and we're like, what the fuck's he doing? We turn around, we see the bat in the air. Sammy Guevara throws him the bat, and I guess he got a little overexcited or something, and way overthrew the bat. I think Stone Cold's beer thrower was just sitting there somewhere with his hand over his head going, what the fuck is this asshole doing? So, all right, okay, now we know Sammy's not very good for doing this. So, obviously, he ran back. So, finally, we get, a little more goes along in the match. Jericho ends up tapping out. The crowd is singing along to Wild Thing. They're loving it. Sammy Hagar came down. Yes, Sammy and Jake Hager. Sammy Hagar. They came down, and they start jumping Moxley. Claudio and Yuta run out, jumping down, kind of even up the odds, trying to save it. The rest of JAS comes down. Kingston comes down. Next thing you know, CM Punk's music hits. Cult of Personality. Here comes Punk. He comes down to the ring. Him and Mox have a nice little stare down. They did the Rock Hogan, where one will look at the hard camera, one will look at the crowd, and then they turn the other way, and they did the one looks at. They did the Rock Hogan stare down. I believe that was from Montreal. They did that, and then Punk gave him the finger and walked the fuck out. That was it. Punk did a little one-footed dance to show us his foot's all good and he's ready to go. I got to give Punk a little credit. He was walking around that, I think it was the San Diego Comic-Con with a boot, limping, looking like he was still in pain. Folks, I think the boot was so he didn't forget to limp. I think he wanted to remember to keep the facade going. And, that was the last weekend of the week before. So he fooled a lot of people. He fooled me. I didn't think he was ready to come back. I don't think anybody thought CM Punk was ready to come back. But crowd was going nuts for CM Punk coming back. So I thought it was great little return. Glad to see CM Punk back. And I'm sitting here thinking if I missed anything. Give me 1 sec, everybody. Let me double check everything here. Go there, go here. I don't think I missed anything. Let me see what this is real quick. Make sure we didn't miss this. No, this was Ric Flair. Nope, we didn't miss anything, folks. So I guess what I can do is I've got to find a little take your drunken ass home. And there we go. And I can play a little bit of that. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, folks. Like I said, I really appreciate everybody listening to this. I know I couldn't do this live, but at least I jumped on in here and, got this done. I wasn't prepared to do it. Didn't think I was going to be doing it alone, but I kind of let Smark know we would try this tonight. Didn't really force him. Didn't really beat him over the head all day with don't forget about tonight. So not a big deal that he's not here. But we definitely will go ahead and wrap this bad boy up right now. Give me 1 second here. All right. I think you can hear the music. I honestly did not put my headphones back on for the plugs. But once again, I know the High Marks are on a little hiatus. I believe they're making their way back sometime this month. So be ready to check them out. Cheeseman Mojo and G Wiz. And that's actually the reason I'm not probably going live on Sundays. They are on Sundays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And I will not mess with that. So worst comes to worst for Hollywood Hangout, it doesn't go live anymore. But once again, Hollywood Hangout is moved over to Sundays. Like I said, it's easier with the kids going to sleep for school. They'll be quiet. It'll be a nice, easy time on everybody. And once again, Everything Unscripted Wrestling Podcast, the EUP network over there on Blog Talk Radio. Definitely check out Eric, Doug, and Daniel. And do not forget, one more time tomorrow, Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, you can listen to Doug over there interviewing and talking to the California stud, rugged Rod Price. Just go to Blog Talk Radio, Everything Unscripted. Actually, go to blogtalkradio.com/Everything Unscripted if you want to listen to that. It'll be good. Rod Price is a really good guy. We talked to him. I talked to him on one of the shows we did with the tag team list. It was him and Bob Cook, and it was a great time with those two guys. They were a lot of fun to talk to. But Rod Price will be a definitely fun interview. So you guys can enjoy that. And don't forget the Weekly Detour. Take a look at it. Go for it. Anthony, Teddy, Spotify, Player.fm, other platforms. I know they're working on getting on Apple, iTunes, whatever you call it now. So I'll find out if they need some help with that. Definitely, by the way, check out Stephen Milan. He's over there reviewing films. Over 10,000 films reviewed. Letterboxd.com/Stephen Milan. Don't forget there's 2 L's over there. And you guys can always find us. Hey, we're on every podcast platform too. We're on Stitcher, iHeart, Spotify, Google, TuneIn, Player FM. You can get us on Facebook right there on our Facebook page, Wrestling Outlet. So, listen, I apologize for not being able to do this live, but I did want to put a show out to you guys, at least get this done. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and I will hopefully have this fixed by Sunday, so we can go ahead and I can knock out the old Hollywood Hangout. So, on that note, folks, thank you once again, and good night. See ya!
Party's over. Band last song. Can't stay here. You got to go home. Go home. It's time to take your drunken ass home. It's all right. If you don't know what to do with yourself, take your drunken ass home. Yeah, we're going over. We're going over. We're going over.